Today is 446th day that I'm here to share lessons I learned and I'm learning. I hope those lessons support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I want to speak about change, because if you want your circumstances to change, you need to change. Because when you change, everything around you changes. Today we'll speak and I will share a chart of a graph that really understands what kind of emotions do we go through during change, because it's not easy to change. So if you know what is required from you when you change, I think that you are ready. You expect some kind of emotions to come in, and when you know that some bad emotions will come in when you change, when you improve, you are ready for them. So you expect them. So you're able to work through them because, okay, this is exactly what was expected. I knew that it will be difficult, and now I just need to push extra effort, to put that extra effort to be able to go through those tough days. And of course, you're able to finally get comfortable with that change. But of course, life is always about change, so we always need to go through the same graph over and over again. And a person who is able to go through those tough days as often as possible, I think that person is able to grow the fastest. So let's understand, okay, what kind of graph it says. So I did the graph from 10 to 1, so that means that those shows that first one, 10 is super happy, optimistic, and number 1 is super pessimistic. Of course, it's not supposed to be 10 and 1, because of course 1 is that super terrible and 10 is you are out of the gate super happy. So now when we think about change, a lot of times people start at 4. So, and of course at 4 they are thinking, okay, like this is, I would love to change, but I do not know what is supposed to change. So where people start is uninformed pessimism. So that means they do not know what change they will need to make, and they are quite skeptical about any kind of change. So that means they're living at 4, they're always pessimistic, they don't know what's supposed to do, and of course because of that they do not change. But now like something comes up and say maybe you want to change, maybe you want to build a sales skill, maybe you want to build a public speaking skill, maybe you want to build a copywriting skill, maybe you want to build a business, and now someone is showing the way how you potentially could do that. So that means where people move is start to jump up very fast and get excited, and they go all the way to 10, like excitement, like. And what is that moment is uninformed optimism. Uninformed optimism. So that means a person is super excited about that upcoming change. They're super excited, and it's like, okay, when we'll start this change, it will be amazing. I will build amazing sales skill. I will build amazing public speaking. I will be the best speaker of all. Now, at that moment, when they reach that moment, they need to start working. So that means, of course, they start working, but they understand that it's not that easy to be the best speaker. So now they start going down, and now they going down, and they reach the same level. Number 4 on the pessimistic side, but now they are informed and pessimist. So that means informed pessimist. So that means he already knows that all the action necessary to become a public speaker, all the actions necessary to build a business, because it's not that easy to build a business. So that means at the beginning you were excited, but now when you start to realize how much work you will need to put, now you go into that, start being informed and pessimistic. Now, when you're still putting some effort, after a while you start even going below that. So at some point you reach valley of despair. Valley of despair. Because you work so hard and you do not get any results. You work a month, you work 2 months, you work 3 months. It depends on the skill, it depends on the business, but you do not get results, and you emotionally feel that you in that valley of despair. And what is that? A lot of dreams, a lot of skills, a lot of change have been died and stayed in that valley of despair. And people go back all the way to that uninformed pessimism because they stop change. They go back to old ways. They go back to comfort zone. But every single person needs to understand that if you really want to move forward, not backwards, because that is going backwards if you decide to stop change. But people who really persevere, they're going up. And now they reach like 9, 8, or 7. And that means at that point is informed optimism. And that's where we're supposed to be always. We need to be informed and optimistic. So it means you know exactly that building a business is very hard, but at the same time you know that when you put the work, you get results. Easy like that. Because you're not supposed to expect being at the best at the business without putting the work. So that means informed optimism always is the best place to be. But you're not able to get to informed optimism without going to informed pessimism and without going to valley of despair. Every single change will require to go for all of those areas. So when you start from uninformed pessimism, or you can start from uninformed optimism as well, but some kind of 5 or 6 or 7. But a lot of times when you think about change, you get so excited, and of course that is not sustainable. So of course we want to make sure that we always keep that at 8 or 9, your optimism, because when you reach that 10, there's nothing to go above beyond, and it is only downwards. Now when we reach that informed pessimism, because we're working so hard and there is no change, we need to understand that this is normal. And of course we potentially, if we do not get any results, I think that a lot of times that's why we need to have those, when you have that big goal, sometimes you need to chunk down that big goal and small goals, so that we could see that small changes we're able to improve. That means sometimes we're able to bypass that valley of despair if we're able to chunk down our goals in a proper way. And of course then we're able to move directly to inform optimism, because we know that we will do the work to get results. We see that there is some small progress regarding our work ethic, and we will be able to achieve that change. Now this graph is every single time when you change something, you change a process, you change something in the way you live, you change some habit, you will need to go through that. So that means when you master this graph, you're able to move in life much faster. So I hope that you consider and think about how you felt last time when you changed something. Did you felt all those emotions? Did you felt that I don't want to change that anymore? Why I started this? And when you feel those emotions, that feels that might likely that you are in a valley of despair. Because I've felt this over and over again, and I always knew that when I feel that it's valley of despair, I always need to push a little bit harder, and then I will be in that informed optimism mentality. I hope this graph will help you, and I hope you will choose to win, and see you tomorrow.